Very pleased to be joined now by raging Iaquinta up against Bobby Green this weekend at MSG. Great to see you back in the octagon, man. How good does it feel to be doing fight week again? It's been a while for you.
It's been a while. It's been a little bit, and it feels good. It feels good to be back.
What's it been like for you being out of the game for a little while? Have you enjoyed being out, or have you just been kind of itching to get back in?
No, I've been itching to get back in. I had a surgery about a year and a half ago, and that took a little longer to heal up than I thought it was going to. So I'm just really excited to be back. I've worked really hard to get back to this point, and it's Madison Square Garden, New York City. It can't be any better. Tough opponent, Bobby Green. It's gonna be good.
Was the last time you fought in New York the Khabib fight?
That was the last one, yeah.
Yeah, wow, that was wild. Okay, so how's it
It's actually
being
the
back?
only time I've fought in New York, I think.
How fun is it for you? Kind of always the prospect of fighting in New York. Does that make it a bit more special?
Yeah, definitely. It's Madison Square Garden. If you're anywhere in the sports world, the performance world, the entertainment world, that's like the Mecca. They call it the Mecca for a reason. It's the center of everywhere. So as an athlete, that's where you want to be. And to finally get the opportunity to fight there is incredible.
You must get friends, family, fans coming up to you all the time and kind of wanting to relive different parts of your career, whether they were kind of big wins or big losses. Are you somebody who always looks forward, or do you look back at that Khabib fight and think, well, I gave him probably the toughest fight out of anybody?
Yeah, I mean, I would have definitely have. It would have been a huge thing to win that fight, but it definitely, I guess, if I wasn't able to win, it's a feather in my cap to be the only guy to make it 5.
Do you keep a keen eye on everybody in the division and guys who you might come up against soon? For example, Islam, are you looking at him and thinking, wow, a lot of people are talking about him as the future champ?
Nah, I mean, had a flawless performance in that last one. So he's looking really good. Yeah, definitely. I definitely see him making a solid run at the title. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Chandler and Gaethje, and if they match one of those guys up with him possibly. And yeah, we'll see. It's an interesting. He's on a roll right now. So if you're a fan of the sport, you gotta watch out for that guy and say he's a problem for the whole division.
It's been pretty fun with Gaethje recently. You guys have been going back and forth a bit. He fought James Vick instead of you. What happened there?
They wanted me to fight Gaethje for very, very little money. So I messaged Gaethje. I said, dude, I'm asking for more money. Don't accept a fight with anybody else. And he accepted a fight with James Vick. I think if he would have held out, if he would have been like, no, I'm fighting Al, who knows what would have happened. They might have, made the fight happen. But I guess James Vick was getting paid the same. So James took the fight, Gaethje took that fight, and I was kind of the odd man out. And I don't know what Gaethje's so sore about. He went out there, he had a good fight that fight. So yeah, he's a weird dude. Not the smartest guy, great fighter, incredible fighter. But yeah, he's kind of a rock.
Does this kind of back and forth between you guys, does this set things up nicely for a fight one day?
It definitely could. It definitely could. I don't see him doing too well against Chandler. So yeah, I don't know. I think Khabib exposed him a lot in that fight. I think there's definitely a solid avenue to get a quick win against Justin Gaethje. I don't know if Chandler's going to go that route. But I think no matter how Chandler attacks this fight, he's going to get the win.
Why was he telling you to get a new manager just in the case of trying to get more money from the Gaethje fight?
Yeah, I guess that's why. I guess maybe because yeah, he's not too smart. I don't really look into anything he says too much. it didn't really make too much sense to me. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter. Manager, it doesn't make a difference. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm sure I could have said something bad about his manager. I actually like his manager. But it's kind, I mean, I'm sure his manager was happy when Khabib beat him, you know, and he's managed by the same guy. So I don't know. It's yeah, he's a weird dude. He's an interesting guy. I don't make much of what he says, but he can definitely fight. That's for sure. Which
You
is
seem
why I was not fighting for peanuts against the guy.
you seem to have respect for Bobby Green. He's coming off a couple of losses, although Rafael Fiziev is very very legit fighter. How do you see it going with Bobby?
I've seen it going a bunch of different ways. I'm gonna go out there and just kind of be free, let it go. I've there was a time, there was a while where I didn't know if I was gonna be fighting again because it was taking so long for these injuries to heal up. So I kind of feel like this is I'm on like it's like a second life. I can do whatever I want. It doesn't really matter. I'm not, maybe not even supposed to like be here. I think a lot of fighters would have packed it in and got a day job or whatever. But this is what I love to do. And I did everything possible to get back to this point. I've endured a lot and I've pushed myself through a lot. So I'm looking forward to putting on a show Saturday night.
Is this the fight that kind of reinvigorates everything for you and gets you kind of back up the rankings?
Let's hope so. Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, they removed me from the rankings because of inactivity, but I think I was ranked like close to 10 when they took me off, and I'd love to get that spot back. I think a win over Bobby Green does that.
Did Sean Strickland ever come over to the gym and spar with you guys? Was he looking to get some sparring in over there?
Oh, I don't know. It's funny. We just saw him downstairs and he was asking us about that. Did he say he was going to?
Yeah, I think so. I think he was looking to get some rounds in at your gym, I think I saw.
All right. I mean, we don't really have any we don't have too many guys around his size. We got a lot of guys around like 145, 135, 155. Around the 185, I don't really know. I don't think we got much for him. But hey, I mean, Ray Longo is going to be here. Matt Serra is going to be here. I don't know what's going to go, but we'd love to have him. I think, yeah, he's a little bit of a wild guy, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know much about it.
How intrigued were you by what's going on at bantamweight over last weekend? Did you check out the Jan Sandhagen fight and how much does that set things up with Aljo? It was a crazy fight.
Really good fight. Really good fight. It's going to be a great rematch. Aljo's he's already motivated, working hard. He's done everything he has to do to get his body right. And I think you're going to see a different fight. I think you're going to see a different fight, a little bit of adjustment from Aljo. And I really think he's going to open up a lot of people's eyes. I mean, he knows what he's up against. Pidion's a very, very tough. I mean, that fight on Saturday, he looked so good, turning it up as the fight went on. I think that's kind of Pidion's thing. He's a slow starter and he kind of picks his shots. And then as the fight goes on, he really builds off it. So I'm looking forward to that rematch and being a part of Aljo's camp.
I've enjoyed the way that you analyze the sport in the past. A lot of people have spoken about Adesanya being the best striker in the sport. Now Piotr Jan is being mentioned, maybe. Alex Pereira is fighting on this card. Who do you think is the best striker in MMA right now?
Huh. The best striker in MMA. I mean, it's hard to say Israel isn't the way he's been fighting. Same with Peter Yan. It's hard to say he isn't. I have to really think about it. Yeah, I couldn't tell you who. There's a lot of guys that I like certain things about their style and stuff, but yeah, I think you got to put Israel up there, you know.
Are you enjoying the outside of the MMA stuff? I know that you do real estate. I know you've done media. What for you is the goal outside of the sport moving forward? Like, what do you like to do most?
Um, I like the real estate. I like the investing in real estate. It can be a headache. It's a lot of upkeep. You buy a bunch of houses, you got to take care of a bunch of houses, and takes a little while to figure out how to get a management company to take care of it for you. But that's like a long term. That investment will pay back for the rest of my life. So that's something that I like doing. Right now, it's fighting though. Fighting I could do. Uh, who knows how much longer. So I want to get in there and really get to work. There's been a lot of bumps in the road, but I think I'm on a good little. I think, like you said, this is a fight to get me back in the talks, back in the mix.
Reginald, respect. Nice one.